Hey friend, good morning. So now it looks like live video is available on Facebook again. So I'm gonna give this a try. I tried YouTube yesterday and and that worked. It seemed like it was a little bit delayed, but that's okay. Um, I had two viewers, my mom and dad. My parents think I'm cool. You know you're a successful musician when but whatever, I mean, I've spent the last like 6 years trying to redefine success from making lots of money and going on tour and, my life dream of being on Tiny Desk concert uh, to just, doing as much as I can and not worrying about making money. Hopefully, as my husband says, money isn't real. I mean, money's real, but it's not real. Anyway, so I'm giving this a shot. Mostly, mostly I don't know. I like the live video stream because I feel less alone. I feel like there are people there, and it's not just me and my house with my husky, which is already good. Cat sleeping upstairs. I've got a pretty sweet deal in many ways with this life, but also I think it's important to share the work that I'm doing because I write songs from people's stories, and I think it's really important to share people's stories. It's important for those people to have their stories heard so they know, because often people don't know that they're valuable just for existing. And also because I think especially the work that I'm doing in Brussels, which is writing songs from the stories of migrants and refugees coming from some pretty harrowing experiences. I think it's really important to share those stories because there are, especially in the country that I'm from, the United States, there are a lot of people that have been taught to fear people who are different. And in sharing these stories, I hope that it can help to show that, even if, and hopefully, you haven't had to leave your home, with only what you can carry and go through some, really difficult times to get to a better place, a safer place, leaving your family, not really being in control of your destiny. I think that I think if you can listen to the stories and especially the chorus, which often is a communication of a human experience and emotion, something that is universal and something that anyone can connect with, and so it can help people, from very different worlds who may never meet through music and feel a sense of solidarity. So that's kind of a magical thing about the internet, whatever the internet really is. And I have not, I haven't showered. My hair is, just gorgeous. I know. But I met a fellow named Samba from Gambia. Hi, friends. Thanks, Aziz. You too. See, I already feel like there's so much love just from spending a few minutes on live stream. But anyway, I met this fellow from Gambia, and he's been in Europe 5 years. He can't go back to Gambia to visit his family without receiving papers because, well, for one, it's really expensive, and any money that he makes, he sends to his family. But also, if he leaves, he can't come back. It costs him over 2,000 euros just to get from Gambia to Italy. And, he had to pay at every checkpoint. He crossed 5,000 kilometers across the Sahara Desert to get into Libya the back way. And then, he was like, well, I'm gonna cross the Mediterranean at Zuwara because it only takes 4 hours instead of the 10 from Tripoli. And he was on a boat, and I say boat, but he showed me a picture. I've seen these pictures. These are like they looked like blown up rafts, and he was one of 85 people, and they all survived. But another boat he saw come in Italy, which probably had 80 plus people, had 4 that arrived. I mean, the ocean is a cemetery, and just some perspective. So he shared this story, and then I had spent hours and hours and hours trying to begin writing a song from the story. And I mean, it's daunting, because how do you write a song about Africa? I mean, I shared a piece that I wrote just from meeting him and writing some of his words. And I mean, he said, from Africa, it's a long story. And it is. I mean, the events that we experience today, people leaving today, started, years and years and years and years ago. And so how do you write that story or write that song? You do the best you can. And so I spent a lot of time last week, and I was just going back and forth. And my husband said, well, what if you change the line from Africa, it's a long story, to Africa, it's a long story, which to me felt like this kind of brilliant yes, because you just say what it is. Africa is a long story. And then I've been, as much as possible, just anytime that I feel sort of stuck trying to write clever lyrics or something that rhymes, which isn't really necessary but can be nice to sing, I just go back to his words. And so right now I have a chorus and I have 2 verses, and I'm going to sing those for you. And I would love to hear what you think. I mean, I will try, I think, probably to do some kind of bridge after. So right now I have, chorus from, his words, and the verses obviously also from his words, and taking them a little bit. And then the first verse talks about, just the process of getting from Gambia to Senegal to Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Libya, and then the second verse, the crossing from Libya to Italy. But he spent 2 years in a camp in Italy, and tried to get papers, but they would only give him a work permit. And I mean, he's crossed the border into France and into Belgium, by hiding, on the toilet of a train, and just hoping the police didn't check that one toilet. I mean, and he's been in Belgium now for, I guess now, a couple weeks. And I mean, there's nothing that I can really do to help him apart from writing the song. So that's what I do. I'm going to sing this for you. I have to look at the lyrics because it's still not, I haven't completely embodied it, but I hope you like it. And I'd love to, to hear what you think, because writing a song, the collaborative process alone can be lonely. Even though I think the story is a living thing and it shares itself in these kind of little pieces. And I have my co-volunteer, Sarah, think the gods of music and poetry and everything. But so I'm going to sing this for you. Okay. Africa. It's a long story. Cross checkpoints and desert, over land and sea, from Gambia to Belgium, by way of Italy. When you cross the border, you are free. When you cross the border, you are free. I went from Gambia to Senegal to Mali, Burkina Faso, took the back way into Libya to avoid getting caught. Across the Sahara, 'neath the desert sun, in a pickup truck, At every checkpoint you have to pay, or they won't let you stay. Africa, it's a long story. Cross checkpoints and desert, over land and sea. From Gambia to Belgium, by way of Italy. When you cross the border, you are free. When you cross the border, you are free. If you go to Tripoli and say, I want to go to Italy, they say, go see this man and hide from the police. From Tripoli by boat is 10 hours, from Zawara 4 or 5. It's cold, you can't drink, you don't lie down. You're lucky if you survive. Africa, it's a long story. Cross checkpoints and desert, over land and sea. From Gambia to Belgium, by way of Italy. When you cross the border, you are free. When you cross the border, you are free. So that's what I have so far. I have no objectivity. I have no idea if it's any good. It feels powerful to sing. And I don't know. I mean, I was like, when I was working on it, I have all these like, I tried to sort of like, well, my version of like, hard metal. Just, I mean, because honestly, the story just makes me want to scream. I mean, and just like in frustration, just like, like, I don't know, maybe I'll just be like, in it, because it's so frustrating. And then, I mean, when you cross the border, you're free, he told me, but honestly, when you cross the border, you think you're free, but he doesn't, I mean, he told his story, just as they ask you to do, with trust in Italy, and they gave him a negative. And, I mean, depending on what country you're from, it's more straightforward, that you might be able to stay, because it's just so bad, they're going to let you stay. But like, why does it have to be so bad? I mean, why can't you just, we're like moving people. People have always moved. We're not static. Why can't you just want to have a better life? I mean, he said, after seeing how people live in Europe, he doesn't want to go back to Africa. It's really hard there. And can you blame him? No, I can't, So that's one song. Oh, Valerie likes it. Thanks, Valerie. That's one song that I've been working on. Another one is, there's like this event coming up called Interliterature in February, and so I'll share stuff on my site about that. But I think it's like combining creative arts with migration and refugees in Brussels here. And so Sarah and I have been preparing a song for that also, that we call the welcome song. We wrote this whole long poem, kind of all these ideas around, welcome, and many of the themes that come up in our interactions and exchanges each Monday at Petit Chateau. They call it an arrival center now, refugee center or asylum center, but it's where people first apply for asylum now, and they're there for a few days and then sent somewhere. I mean, one of the fellows that we met was like, well, he told me I'm going to leave tomorrow, but he just didn't know, and he wasn't going to know until, like, I don't know, he's leaving, where he's going. I mean, so yeah, talk about feeling like you don't have a lot of control over your life. But this song is called the Welcome Song, and I did a live video because it looks like now there's options on YouTube and Facebook again for live video, which is great because I really I'll tell you, I tried to understand streaming encoding software, and I'm going to stick to songwriting. It's not my jam. But this is the welcome song, and it's in the works also. Right now, we have like 3 or 4 verses that repeat. They're the same melody, and that can be nice because it's easy for people to learn, especially if English is not their first language, and so they can learn the melody really quickly and the rhythm and join in. It can feel repetitive, so it's possible that we'll kind of reshape it and change some of the verse into a bridge. The chorus right now is pas de porte, no door in French, pas de passeport, no passports. We are all passing through, pas de porte, pas de passeport. Can I open the door for you? So again, these themes of like, that come up a lot about borders and doors and, and trying to transcend and open them and make it possible for all people to have a better life. So this is in a major key, totally different song. And so I have to try to like shift gears. Here's an idea, a wild idea. What if we open the door? What a pleasure to meet you. We're on our way to a place without any walls. Pas de porte, pas de passport. We are all passing through. Pas de porte, pas de passport. Can I open the door for you? So you can sing that already because that's not hard, right? It's repeats. It's like pretty easy to pick up. Why can't I go where I want to go? Why do you close the door? If we're all worth the same, then why is your life more important than mine? Pas de porte, pas de passport. We're all passing through. Pas de porte, pas de passport. Can I open the door for you? Here's an idea, a wild idea. Every person is somebody's child. Another idea, a wilder idea. Each person is everyone's child. Pas de porte, pas de passport. We are all passing through. Pas de porte, pas de passport. Can I open the door for you? There's one more verse. Let's see. Here's an idea, a wild idea. These words can change the world. You're welcome, will you come in? Will you come in? We'll come in beyond renew. Pas de porte, pas de passport. We are all passing through. Pas de porte, pas de passport. Can I open the door for you? Can I open the door for you? Oh, cool. Valerie says, pas de porte also means threshold in French. Like that. I just got like goosebumps. That's really cool. We were kind of doing this like play on words, like will come in, will you come in, kind of like pas de porte, pas de passport, things that kind of sound the same, and also have kind of like these layers of meaning. So which I think is kind of, it's kind of fun to do, and then see if you can sing them. So this one, I don't know. I mean, I keep thinking that why can't I go or I want to go part, maybe that should go into a bridge because the other verses have this here's an idea, a wild idea, which is kind of has that kind of pattern repetition, which can be nice for people joining in. So we'll see. They're in the works. going to keep working on them. And I'm excited that I can, can come back on live stream and share what I'm working on. And I hope that you take something from it. And thanks for listening, and send me a message. Tell me your thoughts. Let me know where you think the song should go. Have a great day.